How you guys doing? Welcome, Quakecon. I'm Jason Levy, Senior Community Manager of Doom Eternal.
Hey, I'm Matt Grandstaff. I'm the Director of Community at Bethesda. We're going to jump right into Doom Eternal, so let's welcome our guests from id Software, Creative Director Hugo Martin, and Executive Producer Marty Stratton. Yep.
Thank you.
How you guys doing?
We're doing good. We love you.
So we want to just jump into the game, but Hugo's going to actually play the game, which is going to be awesome. But do you want to tell everybody what we're going to be seeing here? If you haven't been playing the demo downstairs, what are we doing? Where are we?
Well, prepare yourselves. I'm going to be playing on a controller.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I
Try to get him to play with the mouse and keyboard.
We can't set up a desk.
Yeah.
And we're going to be playing the demo that everybody's playing out there.
Yeah, if you haven't played it, this will be a good insight. And if you're watching, there are people watching, right?
Yep.
Okay, so
hey, everyone watching online.
Everyone watching online. You get to see the creative director play the game. We're going to talk through it and give you some insights into why we do certain things and why the game is so damn fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And
Sounds great.
Stick around to the end, of course, as well, because the Slayers Club, a lot of you guys probably are members of the Slayers Club, but we've been taking your questions all week long.
Yeah.
So we're going to be grilling you guys with a couple cool questions as well. But stick around.
We were talking about it backstage. We really want this to be kind of a live tutorial, get to share. Every project has what we call a design story, which is basically the story of the development of the game, the decisions that are made, and we'd like the opportunity to share some of that with you and kind of educate you on and some of the thought behind some of the decisions we made, some of the reasons why we're doing certain things. So this isn't going to necessarily be a watch this, I'm going to eviscerate the demons in like a speed run. I feel like I'm setting up excuses for myself. I don't play yet. There's a little bit of that in there. But yeah, no, it's a great opportunity for us, so we really appreciate you guys coming.
Cool.
It's also, it's also worth saying right before he jumps in, we're still in development. We're still a few months away from launch, and this is even, in a development timeline perspective, we really started working on this specific demo like back in April or so, leading up to E3, because we first took this to E3. So lots has changed since then. We'll even point out some of that stuff. We'll talk about how things have evolved even since this demo was created. It's very, very representative, but but we're still mid development. So
cool.
Let's jump in.
They need to see it on the screens. There we go.
There's the game.
Everybody's impressed. So right here, again, we'll pull back the curtain for you. You are the player. You play as the Doom Slayer. Our goal is always to make you feel powerful because the character of the Slayer is powerful. That is our power fantasy. That's why you buy Doom. And there's nothing,
this is how everybody reacts when Hugo walks through the office.
Yeah. Certainly walking into a room and having this kind of effect on a group of people is definitely a power fantasy, and it makes the player feel strong. So while it's funny and awesome, it's definitely meant to make you feel strong. And that's why you buy the game is it's a power fantasy.
And he's taking the key card and he's taking the gun, but he's not being, forceful or attacking them or anything.
But he takes what he wants.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a little bit of like walking into the DMV and doing this. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That's where these ideas come from.
You want to talk about that weapon at all that we're seeing there?
It's the BFG 10,000.
Yes.
Because 9,000 wasn't enough.
No.
It's over 9,000.
Nice.
Yeah, so actually, it's worth saying this demo, all of this takes place in one level of the game, and we're jumping through like that level. Every time we go through a portal, that's actually kind of jumping you ahead in the story, or jumping you ahead in the experience. But this level is massive. You see here we're on a Phobos moon base, and you're fighting under the BFG, and then you end up much further in the level here in a second. It's a really epic experience. The levels are much larger than what they were in Doom 2016. Really kind of pulls you in, and even each level almost has a 3-act structure to it in a lot of cases, and you get these really awesome visual set pieces that are very different even over the course of a single level.
I think it's fair to say we're internally right that in the first 2 levels of Doom Eternal, you probably see more stuff and do more things than you do in the entirety of the last game. You know, in terms of those set pieces that he talked about.
And it never stops, honestly. Like the last 3 levels of the game.
All right, so now
we fixed
Yeah, what are you doing here?
So I play on an inverted controller.
Wow. Man, look at that.
Okay,
That's more support than I expected.
where are my GoldenEye people? Because that's how GoldenEye came and it was set up. Right.
There were some good GoldenEye jokes last night in the.
You guys just helped me out. So everybody at the office heard that because
He gets more shit at the
Yes.
office for his inverted sticks than anything.
So visually, we love the plasma because it's got this sweet pop. But there's a utility to using the plasma that if you come up against anybody with a shield, you can actually pop their shield and it creates an explosion. So it's kind of a tactical decision of when to use the plasma. Right now I'm using it just to show it off against the AI, but certainly I would save it in the game for shield guys. And in this demo, we didn't really have that pop in there quite yet. So it definitely destroys the shields really fast, but in the shipping game, it's actually going to create an explosion. So you're going to feel really smart for using it, which is pretty much our goal with everything, is we want you to feel like you're in control and making good decisions, or at least asking you to make good decisions.
What's up with the 1-up?
What's up with the 1-up?
Yeah.
How long have you been waiting for that one? You handcrafted. I mean, the 1-ups are just a really fun thing to search for in the game. They work very much like old arcade 1-ups. Clearly, you know, we have checkpoints, and when you die, you load at a checkpoint. But when you die with a 1-up, you can see it up there in the top left of the screen. That keeps track of how many 1-ups you have, and if you die with a 1-up, it automatically takes one of those away and lets you kind of have a little invulnerable period to kind of get your bearings again, and you keep fighting without having to load a checkpoint. So when you get into those really tough arenas, man, you're really happy to have a few, 2 or 3 1-ups up in the corner.
But you earn those. That's the coolest part. It's not a gimme from the game. We're not giving you a get out of jail free card, for nothing. You search for the secrets, and your reward is you get to continue into the fight without having to reload a checkpoint. So it feels really satisfying. It also enables us as designers to really challenge you, like to ask a lot of you. We want to make Doom a game that's worth your time to master. I don't think anybody wants to buy for $60 a game that's just a cakewalk,
And you make your way through. I mean, some of the 1-ups are pretty hard to get to.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
They're in
some of
difficult
them are
places to
easy,
go.
some of them are harder.
Yep.
Anybody could make a hard game. It's easy to make a hard game. Just do like hit scan enemies that shoot you in the head and spawn behind you. We wanted to make a game that was like a combat puzzle. So the solution is to be aggressive, and you see that when you play the demo. So it's more of like something that's worth your time to master, to increase engagement levels for you guys, so you feel really engaged. You're thinking. It's not just hard for the sake of hard.
That actually goes into as Hugo plays this, and you kind of saw it with the plasma, how important the feedback is. We talked a lot about it last year at Quakecon with the destructible demons, and it looks amazing. I mean, when you get things like that where the guy just blows apart, but it all ties together with that design story of engaging you and making you feel smart, having you make decisions. In Doom, you make them really fast. It's like a game of speed chess. So the feedback really needs to be precise and amazing, and you need to really understand what you're doing. Right there, Hugo's going for the weak spot. You kind of heard that ping, and that's shooting the turret off the top of the Arachnotron. A lot of the demons have those. Mancubus has one too.
So I have in the lower left-hand corner, I have a blood punch charged, and the blood punch is like a super melee shot. So I could pepper him up with shots, burn him. So what's what's really fun is, first I want to disable that guy's guns. And every heavy, or near every heavy, has a weak point of some kind that you can exploit. And you really want to do that because they're designed...
You are going to die.
They're designed to... tuned in such a way that you really have to take out their weak points. Because if you don't take out the Arachnotron's gun, you're going to have a really hard time.
Right there where I said, you know, you're going to die. It's a perfect example. His health was low. His best move there was to stay and fight that Mancubus. Like, because he knew if he glory killed that Mancubus or killed him, he was going to get health. That's kind of that, you know, you have to be aggressive. You have to be aggressively managing your resources. Glory kills in this case and kills give you health. So he was down. He was really low. But so was the Mancubus, and you got that feedback because he was just shredded, like almost all of his skin had been blown off. And you know, hey, I'm gonna finish this fight, and I'm gonna get health. And you saw it there. He went from 30 to 90 just for killing the Mancubus.
And similar, so you'll use the flame belch as well to get armor.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you kind of have to know, like, is this the time to use the chainsaw because you need to get more ammo, or playing that game. Yep.
What you also saw there, and what we're most proud of, is with the AI. I was trying to, I'm trying to talk, and I was trying to rush in to like deliver the blood punch, but he has kind of this area of denial attack where he shoots the ground with his cannons, which pushes the player away, does a significant amount of damage. So basically, we think of him like an Abrams tank, and you can't just run up to an Abrams tank. It wouldn't be an easy thing to do. So it's the AI, keeping you in check and making you play the game, thinking a little bit more about the decisions you make. Like, you can't just run up to our tank and shoot it with a double-barrel shotgun point blank. He has a response to that, which will steer you into other weapons, like long-range weapons, like the Gauss or the rocket launcher. That's why we have that in there. We don't want a point-blank double-barrel shotgun to be the answer to everything. Now, if you're a double-barrel shotgun, nut like pretty much everybody is, you can hit him with a strong shot from the Gauss or the rocket launcher, and you'll notice he does like a falter, which is not quite a stagger. It's just an enemy reaction. That's like you've created an opening. Then you could meat hook to him and deliver that double-barrel shotgun blast. But the game will not allow you to just walk up to him, take your time, and shoot him. Which is what I was trying to do, which is why I almost died. And we love that stuff. I mean, it's a thinking man's action game. That's really, oh geez.
You thought poorly.
I like it. I get applause for inversion. I get applause for playing bad. I like this.
You actually, you saw there.
That's it right there.
We do. We have a lot of our spaces are much bigger. There's areas like this where you can fall off the world. We're not trying to overly punish the player. That's how the game operates right there. You fall off the world, and it just quick spawns you right back up to the top. Yeah. No load time there. It didn't take one of his extra lives, so it keeps you honest, but doesn't piss you off too much.
But it's allowed you to also go to new places. I mean, the level design has completely changed, where you're not just kind of going.
Absolutely.
We can ask more of the player because of the quick spawn. So our traversals and our traversal puzzles would get real annoying real fast if it was a load checkpoint every time you died. So it's just a quick spawn right back to the ledge. So this guy spawning these shields is one of my favorite AI.
Carcass.
He's the Carcass. So basically what he does is he spawns shields to protect other AI from you glory killing them, and he'll spawn them right in front of your face when you're targeting them, or you're heading in for like a chainsaw or something. And when I use, so this gun's more powerful than it was in the last game by a lot, but it moves slower, and it does a lot more self-damage. So, and it has less ammo. And none of this stuff is new. This is basically what was in Doom 1. We always look to Doom 1 for our inspiration. So if I run around with this rocket launcher and this guy's around, I do that and basically really hurt myself. So he makes you kind of reconsider, like, all right, maybe I shouldn't be using the rocket launcher. Let me switch to one of these. And he kind of just makes you think. That's everything.
Oh, you missed that's the funniest glory kill.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My God.
Every AI is meant to make you think. So again, he'll make you reconsider using that rocket launcher, but then he spawns the shield, which you can disable with your plasma. So there's like a lot of speed chess kind of decisions that are going on. The more you play the game, the more you understand the metas, the stronger you feel, because you could just start to, really wreck the AI. But we're not just going to hand you that power fantasy without you earning it. I mean, you gotta learn all those metas and the counters and what each AI does. All right, so let's pop this guy's shield. It's much better in the game right now when you pop it.
Visually.
Visually.
That was with the plasma, right?
Yeah.
Yes, the plasma will disable all enemy shields. So you guys saw the Doom Hunter in yesterday's demo, and he actually has a shield that covers the top half of his body. So part of the mini game with him is disabling that shield to allow you to deliver damage to him.
There's actually, we kind of balanced this for, as we made this for E3 and knew that we were going to be bringing it to Quakecon. You're basically making a demo for people who are kind of starting, like they've never played this game before. Usually you get to take them on a long journey of learning, but we didn't want to start people at the beginning of the game because you don't have a lot of stuff. So that's a perfect example of what the carcass pain in the ass. So we balance this. You'll notice there's some resources in the world, but really most of what you're doing is managing your resources through glory kills, through chainsawing enemies to get the ammo, and getting armor through flame belch. And I'll tell you, it's awesome when you actually have the game in your hands and you're checking, even way more so than Doom 2016. You really think about that stuff, and when you see, you'll see how colorful and obvious the pickups are. You see the blue health files; they're very reminiscent of the original games, but even the health packs, and it's because the resources are more scarce in the environment. I think they just like kills. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, you've really doubled down.
One after the other.
We put a lot of thought into this. We just shut up.
Yeah, just let me break things in half.
So it's the same as last time. Glory kills are contextual. Whatever limb or direction you look at, wherever you put your crosshair, you get a different glory kill, which I love because again, once you get better and better at the game, you feel like you're choreographing your own martial arts film. Yes. So I was kind of saving him. So we have the cacodemon and every...
Our animation team is like so happy right now because this is like such a...
They are the nicest group of...
It's really true. You wouldn't believe it, what they come up with, like when you know them.
These are church-going good people.
But they found a way to take that Doomblade and really shove it into every
brainstorming discussions are hilarious. So many times I'm like, we got to get a camera in this meeting. Like, the stuff we're talking about is ridiculous. But so all heavies have a weak point, and for him it's his mouth. So if you could get a rocket or a grenade or a sticky bomb in his mouth, you'll instantly stagger him. Oh, I missed. I'm your guy. Oh, that was baloney right there.
No, he did.
There you go. So he'll go. Yeah. He'll go. Whoop, and again, like, these aren't just for show. Like, we put this stuff in here, and we're gonna make you. They're tuned so you kind of have to do this, because the cacodemon this time around is really, really hard. So by landing what we call a skill shot on him, you can shortcut the AI and basically increase your chances of success considerably. So you got to learn all the weak points. Every time you meet an AI, we'll put an entry into the codex. The codex this time will function a little bit more like a bestiary, where we'll put gaming tips with each AI entry, so you could read up on what their weak points are and what gun maybe works better against them, like with the case of the plasma rifle and the shield guys. So it's cool. It's a thinking man's action game and speed chess. All right, let's do another cool one. We could do a better one.
The Hell Knight's tough too. You're kind of...
All right, let me hurt him. This is endlessly fun.
Well, what's cool, and I mean, you're seeing Hugo do it. He obviously, very, very good at the game and knows it well. But you got this sense in 2016 a little bit, but it's true even more so in Doom Eternal. You feel like your own fight choreographer while you're playing. Once you learn the demons and there's so many glory kills to do, you really can have fun making your fights not only fun but look just spectacular.
So I blood punched him, and the feedback on the blood punch is amazing. So, like everything in Doom, it's all about gameplay and first. It's not about. It has to look cool, but it has to have serve a purpose in the game. So, hold on. The blood punch will, with the rune, can provide you with health. So it's another way to get health when you do a blood punch. And eventually you can expand the damage that you do with a blood punch to do kind of a blast radius that'll kill everything around you. So if you equip the rune that gives you health on a blood punch and you have invested in it and it's super powered, you could. Basically, this time around, you want to farm the zombies. So we're going to give you packs of zombies, and if you're smart, you'll burn a group of them, and then blood punch them, and you could basically stack the resources that you're getting from each AI. So, because they're on fire, I'm getting ammo, and because I hit them with the blood punch, I'm now gaining health. And again, it's kind of this a thinking man's action game.
And of course, there's always secrets and other paths to get to different things.
That was a secret.
Yep.
Every time you see a green crack, that's kind of like a main path, and then you'll see those kind of heavy, dark, black cracks in everything from walls to vents, and those are secret paths.
Even that's just immensely satisfying when you punch through those. It's like, fuck this, and you just go
absolutely.
You basically, we thought about it a lot. It's like in Dead Space, his name is Isaac, right? The guy in Dead Space? Yeah, he he fixes things. He's an engineer, right? That was what was cool about that. I love that game. But in Doom, when we started, it was just like he just breaks things. He's like this pissed off 14-year-old, and
who can relate?
Just like So most of our puzzles, like we have punch blocks, for example, which have giant punch symbols on them. And we have green cracks, which mean, so if there's a punch symbol, it means you can move it. If there's a green crack on something, you could break it. And if there's a kind of this crosshair, that's a shootable, it's an activator, it'll activate something. Really simple kind of binary, we call like 8-bit puzzles, but they're smart. I mean, the way that we combine them throughout the game, they build and build and build, and while the number of things you could do with them is limited, the way that we implement them is really pretty clever.
And all just to add variety to the gameplay. Even these, the tentacles add, something that honestly, one of the criticisms of Doom 2016 was, you kind of got to a point where it was a little bit monotonous, a little bit repetitive, and the puzzles that Hugo's talking about, things like tentacles, surprises, slime. There's a lot of things in the game this time around that'll really, again, challenge you, engage you, just change up the gameplay enough from moment to moment that you don't feel like you're just going arena, hallway. Certainly the arenas and the hallways are just as fun, but
now in those hallways, again, you'll be farming for resources because the whole hook to the game is take what you need from the enemies. So in a typical hallway, we know you just left an arena. In the shipping game, we might fill this with zombies, and you've got plenty of things to do. Do I want to extract health from them? I'll use the blood punch. Do I want to burn them? Maybe chainsaw a few, maybe glory kill a few. It's like you're always thinking about what you need to do next. And he mentioned the sludge. Like, for example, we've got a material in the world that if you walk through it, some of the surfaces are hazardous, some of them slow you down and don't allow you to dash. And then we introduce tentacles into those situations, start combining things in ways that make for some really interesting moments in the game. I think some of the most compelling moments in the game are actually outside of the arenas. We worked really hard on that. I mean, we heard you guys' feedback. Oh, this is the Doom guy acting like a 14-year-old again. He's like,
Get out of here, big ball.
He
Yeah.
just trusts that this is going to...
What he does, I mean, again, he's we talked about this in a no clip in a Giant Bomb interview. You know, on one side, as a hero, on one side we've got like a John McClane diehard guy, right, Bruce Willis, which there's a lot of humanity there.
And he's fine.
Of course, right?
Bring it.
Also, it's letting you know that, listen, man, we're making a comic book video game. Yeah. You know, like this is not to be taken seriously.
No.
We have a ridiculous premise, but with sincere execution. So on one side we have John McClane, and he's like a diehard hero, shows a lot of humanity. On the other side we have like the Terminator or Michael Myers, who show very little humanity, but when they do, it's really compelling. And those two characters, Michael Myers and the Terminator, what makes them so entertaining is they're uncompromising, and they take the shortest path to everything. It's something that we would all aspire to do, right? Just walk in, take what we need, and walk out. And that's why it's like a power fantasy watching the Terminator when Edward Furlong tells him, hold on, I have the key card pass, and he's going to go through this whole process of hacking into this thing, and the Terminator just walks through the wall. That's what makes him so entertaining. That is Doom Guy. I mean, I think Doom Guy is closer to Michael Myers and the Terminator in that he takes the shortest path to everything. He's uncompromising. And it's that great line in Braveheart where uncompromising people are easy to admire. So, and that is true of the Doomslayer. So him getting in that ball and launching himself across, he's not doing it. He just wants to get there, and his brain is like, that's going to be fast if I use the cannon.
This whole level is built around that premise.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't shown all of it, but there's some other moments that are right along those lines.
People, it's a little bit of fun too. It's like, you could take this quest or go talk to this NPC, and the Doom Guy's like, how about I just take the key card off that nerdy scientist's chest?
Whoa.
Yeah, look at that.
I thought the explodable barrels throughout the history of Doom were not big enough, so.
Added some in space, yeah.
Yeah. So put them, yes, exactly.
So these little things, and I didn't do this right. That's another moment. Those things right there, they make you think. Like, when do you want to hit that jump pad? It'll make you have to think about it. Everything is.
And you can time your double jumps with your dashes to really extend them. So if you see something that looks pretty far, you can take a chance and actually see how far you can get.
So I want to wait till that thing is done, but since it's not going to be done, I'll take the wall climb, steal the thing, get out of here before it goes off again. So I'll tell you.
We haven't even said it. Like, if you haven't played the demo or haven't watched kind of our past presentations, dash is, like, you have basically a double dash. You can see it in the kind of bottom left there above the armor. Recharge is pretty fast when you're on the ground. Game changer. I mean, like, it's very difficult to go back and play Doom 2016 after you've played Doom Eternal. As much as we love that game, we always complain, like, what in the hell were we thinking with the crouch? Dash is replacement.
You crashed once in a tunnel. It was awesome.
And then when you're on a wall, you actually have to trigger it with a button, correct?
Or you can dash in.
You could dash into it. Oh, that headshot was awesome. Those are our pressure units, and they put a lot of pressure on you. Let me tell you, the Hell Knights are no joke. And what, again, I love is that they get in your face so much that they'll really make you consider whether or not you want to keep running around with that rocket launcher like it's a shotgun, because it's going to get you killed.
Honestly, this is a great example right here. In Doom 2016, this would have been a hallway, But with everything we've done, from wanting the worlds to be bigger, and the amount of engagement in going from arena to arena that we wanted to add the diversity. This is the kind of gameplay that you get. A little bit of puzzle solving, some awesome traversal using your dash, and these are things that you don't just use dash. I mean, dash is a combat tool, but obviously incorporated into into the level design part of the game as well. It's been a big focus for the team, that level design component.
We're super proud of our auto map. It's synced with the demonic corruption meter in the upper right-hand corner. Now, this is a demo, so it's even better now. It's more synced. But we're going to let you know, like that symbol right there, that red, the two swords, that is a combat encounter. Every time you complete a combat encounter, you will work your way towards unlocking combat points, which is what the pips on the demonic corruption meter represent. Each one of those is a combat point. You use those to invest in your mods to increase the power of your weapons, which, as we said, the AI are tuned for you to exploit their weak points. You have to do skill shots, so you're really going to want to invest in your mods this time. Some of the encounters are secret encounters. They'll be represented by colored gore nests. And then some of them are what we call Slayer gates, which I'll be coming up on in a minute. So you're kind of like the Exterminator, and you got to get rid of all the demons to get all the points. And we have some optional encounters in there marked by gore nests. So if you don't really, it will reward you again for exploring with these little mini encounters that if you win, you'll earn additional combat points.
And look at all those secrets. Who wouldn't want to find those secrets?
There are tons and tons of secrets in this game. And the lore, in particular, that's another thing that if you really want to know more about the world and what's going on, then read the lore pages that you could pick up throughout the level. So I tried. That would have been so cool if I would do that.
You would have been legendary.
And I'm running out of
ammo. And what's great about some of these platforms, like this is actually a pretty small area to you know,
to
kill
have a fight like that, yeah.
So really got to be smart. You might not want to bust out the rocket launcher.
So I am going to farm. Oh, that feels so good. It hits like this weird part of your brain that just feels awesome. Like stuff like that, I don't know.
Well, there's no purpose for that whatsoever.
No, but it has to be done.
You gotta blow shit up, though. It's a good example of a one-up that's a little hard. Like, just, you gotta have a slight bit of skill there using your dash and mobility to grab that one-up.
And it's something to master. Again, like, I don't think you're gonna, any traversal mechanic, or quite frankly, anything in any game that I could master within a couple of minutes is really not that good. So, you know, dashing into walls and wall climbs is challenging in the beginning. So you see how my weapon wheel let me know by the color that I was out of resources, so it lets me know immediately that I have to chainsaw. So at first, wall climbing and dashing into walls and monkey bars and things like that will be challenging. And then as you keep playing, you get better and better at it, and it gets easier and easier, and you feel like you've accomplished something. And then you're able to do more in the game, unlock more secrets. Sorry, go ahead. The weapon wheel, that's a perfect example of like, so I'm good to go. So why is the weapon wheel colored? Why do we have so much color? It's not, it's a functional decision, not an aesthetic one. Each of these is colored to the coordinated with the ammo that you pick up in the world. So when I get purple stuff coming at it, guys, I know that I'm getting plasma energy ammo. This is rockets, so it's color coordinated with the pickups in the world, so you read it immediately. As Marty said,
and they share that ammo.
Yeah, you're in a race car, dude. Doom moves 200 miles an hour. If we are not big and bold with our messaging, you are going to die as a result, and you will think we are bad game designers. So when it's red and I go to the weapon wheel, it lets me know immediately. Just like in a car, we actually discussed that, like the speedometer on a car is designed in such a way so you could read it super, super fast. And when shit's red on your speedometer, like on your dashboard, you know that's a bad thing. Or flashing, it's even worse. So as soon as you go to the weapon wheel and it's red, you know, hey, I'm out of ammo. And you also know what you do have ammo for way faster than you did in Doom 2016. We're putting a lot of pressure on you to manage your resources aggressively. The AI's coming at you hard. You got to take out the skill shots. We got to tell you this stuff really fast.
And we're taking a pretty heavy hand with it, but you know, we've actually seen a lot of comments online about people, you know, kind of displeased with the colors of the UI or how bold it is. You know, we're as Hugo pointed out, we're giving you all the information exactly how we think you need it, but there's going to be a lot of customization in the UI as well. You'll be able to adjust the color, the opacity, even turn on and off some of the elements to your liking. So this is all, again, very much in development. It's even been iterated on quite a bit since this, as far as what the default will be. But have no fear, you'll have lots of options for just in the options menu to customize your HUD.
And as you said, that's even, so this is old for us. many months old,
Yeah,
right? I
yeah.
mean,
Which
if you
part? 4 months
So
old.
the
HUD?
The HUD. If you saw some of the footage recently, you see that it's we're in development, so it's a little bit more subdued, a little bit more polished, and as Marty said,
But not a wholesale change by any stretch. I mean, the fundamental design principle there is you need the information. And if you've played the game, actually, it's interesting to talk to people who have played the game, and then you talk about, like, nobody who plays the game talks about the HUD, because it gives you the information that you need as loud as you need it.
Yeah, even on the floor, just asking people what they thought. I mean, a lot of people are saying it's incredibly helpful. Like, you feel like
You
if
have
you're in
to
these
have it.
arenas, like you would miss every opportunity to,
no,
Yeah.
you wouldn't get into a Ferrari and say,
Turn off your lights.
yeah, you know,
See the stuff.
the information.
Or the tachometer. I mean, like,
Yeah,
it's the
you
most
wouldn't look at the
important
tachometer and be like, it's the orange is just But again, we're entering. We'll give you the controls, just like we did last time, to make adjustments to it.
And again, that extends to everything. I was talking about it earlier, how bright the pickups are, how bright that health pack is. When you go into an arena right now, it's amazing when you're playing the game, particularly on some of the more challenging arenas as you get deeper into the thing. You pick out those things as soon as you get into the arena. You like, okay, there's a health pack over there, there's 3 rockets over there. Hugo talked about it yesterday in the panel, how those things have changed. And you don't just mindlessly pick them up anymore. You're really thinking through that process. It's super engaging, because you're like, okay, I'm okay on rockets. I want to leave those there. I see that health pack. I know right where it is. When I get in trouble, I'm gonna scoot around there and pick that up. It really is like I would say as a fundamental rule, everything is more meaningful in Doom Eternal, and you really think about things.
That was our goal. We wanted everything to count more for you, the player, so that way the whole game has more meaning. So that is a Slayer Gate key, and
that's in a secret.
And that's the 2 pips on the top of the demonic corruption meter relate to the Slayer Gate. And this is the Slayer Gate, some dimensional rift from another world. Oh my goodness! And there's a giant thing in there that is not functioning, and if I hit R, I'll break the game. So we will move on.
But spoilers, they'll get to experience it.
But it's dope, and that will unlock like a super challenging arena that you can go back to if you need to, because you're probably going to get your butt kicked if you haven't invested in your mods, and you're going to get. Oh, I can't.
It's actually turned off for the demo.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Man,
You coward.
You teased it too much.
I know.
With the HUD, with the gun and stuff, the position of the gun. I don't think that's on here right now. Definitely not. But we'll
do that.
Yeah. That delay of me saying that was waiting for you to say, because I don't want to get in trouble, Marty. You're gonna be like, can't be announced and that stuff.
What's fun is some of those. Again, it just makes you think. Some of those tentacle holes, they're dormant. So you kind of walk through and you're never quite sure. Just it's fun. It actually.
Not all of them have tentacles.
You're not just racing down the hallway. You're really thinking your way through. And they're just like demons. Like if you. It's pretty great if you come across one of those and you're low on ammo. You can chainsaw them just like a demon and get resources or burn them.
So I saw that there was a question mark up there earlier, and then you got to look for the black cracks. They're pretty subtle, and they will lead me to more secrets. And then I will burn and grenade and get the feedback of all that green shit coming into me. It is awesome.
We got some awesome secret items, collectibles, like just a whole revamped system for all of that. We know how much you guys love the little Doom Guy collectibles, and I think you'll really like kind of what we're doing from that perspective this time around.
We mark secrets. Well, this is just another example of Doom Guy. He's being efficient. This is the Terminator walking through the wall. He's uncompromising. He's just, how do I get to the core of Mars as fast as possible? Everybody's always.
He takes an escape pod to the core of Mars.
Everybody's always trying to keep up with the Slayer, which is cool.
what the fuck? I'll do like my own little master pancake thing of Doom.
I think we'll probably tint the visor a little bit more so his face is slightly more... we've always seen the Doom guy's face from the original game, so certainly we enjoy the fact that our hero is someone who does have a face.
And just to remind you, this is the same level, like, and only 3 little parts of it. So, like, this level's big. You have gone from a base on Phobos to the BFG 10,000 to space, and now to the core of Mars that is like hell. So you're in for some pretty epic experiences.
Yeah. So in places like these in the game, these are kind of the moments where we test to see have you mastered the experience? Do you know the Doom dance? You know, how good are you at Doom with your chainsaw and your burning and your weapon switching and your weak points and your skill shots? And so arenas like this, you're gonna die a lot, and we don't mind killing you. That's how we teach the player. And every time you die in a well-balanced game, every time you die, you know why you died and you think you could do better. In a poorly balanced game, you feel like it's the game that screwed you and there was nothing else you could do. So whenever you die in Doom, there's probably something you did wrong and you'll feel it, and that'll encourage you to go back and try again and do better. That's true of single player and definitely true in battle mode. And so that's where the 1-ups help out a lot too, because we know we're gonna kill you.
You were 5, so
Yes.
you're good.
Just played before.
Yeah.
See that? I'm out of ammo. I ain't playing good. So give me that stuff. And the Baron's a pressure unit. And while in a one-on-one situation, the Baron might not be too challenging because you're faster than him, what he does is he creates openings for other demons to take advantage of you looking the other way while you're focused on the Baron.
That is the greatest. I mean, the super shotgun with the meat hook mod. If you played, you probably got it. And when you really get good with it, it is a life-changing experience, honestly, because it's so. You know, I talk about the fight choreography type thing. I mean, to be able to sling yourself off of a demon, sometimes you just use it to get up close and get in close for a kill. Sometimes you can use it if you pull yourself and right before you get to the demon, you hit jump and then use your double dash. You can actually sling yourself off of a demon to get up to a higher elevation or to swing around him. You actually saw it yesterday in some of the Doom Hunter videos. He would pull himself to the Doom Hunter, flip over the Doom Hunter, and then get around behind him. You can do that really, really effectively with the pinkies. You know, you have to shoot them in the butt to kill them.
Almost got that 1-up doing that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can really do some fun stuff. It's hard. Yeah, it's a little harder off the.
Well, no, I was going to try to actually get the 1-up because he said that, and I'm definitely trying to look cool right now, and I'm not doing a good job.
Oh.
So this guy, super pressure unit, he's like super Hell Knight. That guy's going to kill you a bunch. And I'm using the rocket launcher like an idiot. And that's what we want. We don't want you spamming the rocket launcher. We want you to respect the rocket launcher, you know? Powerful weapon.
That needs to be a t-shirt. Respect the rocket launcher.
You got it.
Yeah. But because if I'm just running around like this and, you know, using it like it's a machine gun, I mean, that's not a very well-balanced weapon. The machine gun has its place too. This scope is so awesome for skill shots. I mean, you could just like, man, when you get good at the game, like right now at the office, you know, because we've got some more balancing stuff going on, tuning with the weapons. I mean, you could just like headshot dudes, like kind of a quick scope situation. It just feels awesome. And taking out the Arachnotron's gun mid-fight, you know, just feels amazing.
Yeah, it's important because they're actually really fast. They're
kind crazy.
Dash around and.
I mean, if you didn't. They're tuned to force you to want to take out their weak points. And if you don't, you're going to get killed. So the Prowler, that was a really great example. I literally took my hand off the joystick.
There's a 1-up right there.
Yeah.
So he died. You come. I mean, you just stay in the action. Screen goes gray. You're in a moment of invulnerability to kind of find your footing, and you're right back in the action.
So everything about the game is to, we don't want you to stop moving. Got to keep moving. There's kind of a Tony Hawk Pro Skater vibe that's going on that feels awesome. That game was awesome. And we're talking GoldenEye, we're talking Tony, we're talking about some good games.
Yeah, no kidding.
And if I stand still, let's see how long this takes. Okay, that didn't take long at all. So there you go. Like,
Case in point.
don't stop moving. And the Prowler, really proud of every AI is a chess piece, and it's got weaknesses and it's got strengths. The Prowler can teleport to wherever you are. So for the player who's like, I got an idea, I just bought Doom, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hang out in this little cave and, like, you know, just game the AI or like hide. The Prowler will teleport, I'm gonna die, will teleport right to your location and rip you to shreds, because his teleporter usually spawns like right behind the player. So his job, every AI has a job to get the player to play the game correctly, and his job is to prevent you from sitting still, and he does it extremely well. So he is certainly an AI that you want to prioritize on the battlefield. Boy, these one-ups work out real nice because I don't have to do a checkpoint. So the Gauss mod is very effective against flying demons. It will usually one-shot them, and I am out of shotgun. So we're gonna chainsaw this guy because I've had enough of him. So I got to do this one glory kill to him that's insane. I want to see if I can do it. All right, come on. All right, dude, you're killing me right now.
Oh my God.
You need to get behind.
It's actually interesting. You see if you played 2016, you know the Hell Knight.
All right, watch this. Sit still and die. Thank you.
The Hell Knight and the guy with the orange blades, the Dread Knight. You know,
Ready?
you could.
I'm trying to. It's this one where you Steven Seagal him. You like break his arm and stick his bone in his head. It's awesome.
The enemies are really tuned to force you to use the dash. So you know when the Hell Knight's attacking, the Dread Knight's attacking, those jumps that they do, it's incredibly rewarding and honestly necessary to be able to dash out of the way, turn around, and right as they're landing, you kind of land a good double barrel super shotgun shot, or if you get far enough away, a rocket launcher.
See that skill shot? That was awesome.
That was awesome.
It makes it easier to get behind enemies like the pinky too.
Yeah,
Will
absolutely.
charge right at you.
All right, come on. I want to do your thing. We're gonna finish him off.
Oh, hello, Mancubus.
See his area of denial, dude. You cannot get close to the Mancubus. It's one of my favorite things. You know, last game you could pretty much run up to a lot of guys and just kind of double barrel them in the face, and which was cool. I mean, you know, we love Doom Eternal, but Doom 2016. But like, I love that some of the AI, again, the Carcass will make you think about how you're using the rocket launcher. The Mancubus will make you reconsider your attacks with a double barrel. So the key to him, you gotta take out his guns because he's like insane with these things. Nice. All of the projectiles in the game, everything is tuned both in battle mode and in single player to the speed of the player. So this basically broke the game. So we put this in dash, right? And then all of a sudden with the chess pieces tuned to the speed,
So casually.
the chess pieces tuned to the speed of the player at 2016, once we added dash, we saw like, holy cow, the game, no one can touch me, which is fun for about 10 minutes, and then you just get bored because you're not challenged or pushed at all. So, you know, the race car got faster, the race track had to get a little bit more complicated. So, we tuned all the AI behaviors, attacks, the speed of their projectiles, the speed of their melee strikes to account for your ability to get in and get out really fast. So everybody's real aggressive. So if you ain't dashing tactically to get in, get out, if you think you're just gonna walk up to somebody and go bang, like you're getting wrecked. So, you know, you gotta come in, you know, get out of the way, dodge there. The Carcass has got a gnarly melee swipe. It's awesome.
Look at that environment.
Yeah, I
way
should
different
stop
than
and look at
anything
this.
we've
Hold
Yeah,
on.
you should probably kill the guy who's bugging out over there because he's.
Yes, let's zoom in on a buggy AI. All right, I am going to get this arm kill on this guy. See what he does? He's tough. All right, sorry. And the HAR is a great fodder weapon for glory kills. You know, glory killing always guarantees you more health than a normal kill. So you're going to want to use that tactically.
Man,
You know,
having a hard time getting that.
that was not the kill I wanted.
The one I want.
All right, one last one. Yay.
You guys
Yeah,
have a
look at
favorite
it.
of the new glory kills? I mean,
What's that?
do you have a favorite of the new glory kills?
Oh,
Well, the
yeah.
one I'm trying to do
The
that
one,
I
yeah,
can't do.
I
Myth is awesome.
I wasn't trying to rub salt in the wound.
You've
but-
seen it in the trailer.
Yeah.
You know, he breaks his arm and then shoves his arm bone.
That looks crazy.
Through a. Yeah.
And look, we're at the core of Mars. That's
yeah,
like
you
a whole-
started way up there.
So
like
we
on-
went
on
from
Phobos.
the moon to outer space and then to the core. But what created this giant hole in Mars, Marty?
You'll find out.
That's what I want.
You did.
Spoiler.
The Doomslayer
Because
does.
there was a big giant gun.
Uncompromising,
There was a big giant BFG, and then there's this hole.
and he was.
People always ask what that was shooting at.
Yes.
We don't know, I guess.
And where's this going? Yes.
You'll have
Let's
to
find out
out.
in November. Well, I know we don't have a ton of time, but there are a ton of questions. You mind if we rattle off a few?
We
Just
can
rapid
do
fire?
lightning round.
Okay, let's do it. You ready?
Yes.
We have nowhere to go.
So, first of all, we get this question all the time. Obviously, if you watch the trailers, you hear the music, and the music's a big part of Doom. So, Doom Eternal, Mick Gordon's back, right? We're going to have great sounds.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So that's a question from, I should say, Most in Game. So shout out to you. From Screddy. Sorry if I'm like butchering these Slayer Club
Screedy.
names. Screedy?
Sure, take it.
Do you want to talk about how much time has passed between sort of the ending of 2016 and Eternal, or is that?
A little bit, you know, enough for the shit to hit the fan on Earth, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely it's a continuation of that story. And as you can see, Earth has fallen on hard times. So it's a little ways after Doom 2016.
Cool. You want to take one?
Yeah, this is Ben Zaka. Is heaven with us or against us?
I think the proper question is, are you with or against heaven?
Yeah,
All right.
Damn.
it's gonna be good.
Obviously, we can see his biceps now, so everyone wants to know, how does he get his strength, the Doom Slayer?
I don't know.
That's a question from,
I mean,
is this working real?
He's ripping and tearing demons apart all the time.
That's
so-
his workout?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't know that. It's funny, we had a discussion about that. Does he lift? I'm like, I don't. He's not like a bro,
Right.
you know? I don't think he drinks protein. So, yeah, I think if anything, it's more. What do they call the exercise where it's more like body weight and not so much with weights? Yeah, something like that. Calisthenics using the limbs of demons or something.
You do. Should we talk about the hub? I mean,
Yeah,
maybe.
I guess you'll learn a lot about him.
Yeah, you will learn. You'll learn more about him than.
We'll actually answer that question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You'll see kind of like where he hangs out. Again, if you care.
Yeah.
You'll see how he spends his free time, and you'll learn a lot about him through the game if you look for it and pay attention. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
The Doom Eternal trailer. Who's narrating that trailer?
Yeah, the
What
story
character?
trailer. We got a lot of questions about that. You know, it wasn't clear. Some people thought it was Samuel or this or that.
All right, that's a
but-
good Easter egg.
Yeah.
That is the voice from the beginning of Doom 2016. The voice that says, "They are rage, brutal, relentless, without mercy, but you will be worse." That's him. And he plays a part in the Doom universe.
Okay.
This question was asked, and I know you touched on it a little bit, but in terms of the collectibles that you'll find, this is from DB Mall 27. Anything you want to hint about just more collectibles in the game?
Yeah, I mean, there's more. Yeah, there's more collectibles. There are more types of collectibles, and I mean, I think this is super cool. So I'm gonna say it. We basically, instead of just Doom guy dolls, we've got all of the demons. So
Yeah.
they're freaking unbelievable.
Little toy versions.
Little toy versions of every character in the game.
That are like the greatest thing ever.
It is.
They are so cool.
You're gonna love it,
Yeah.
and you're gonna want to not only collect them all in the game, you're gonna want to buy them all. Like I already want them.
Yeah.
I keep sending them to the merchandising guy, Gary.
We're just like you guys. When we see the final model, we're like, take my money
yes,
now.
exactly.
Like, where can I buy this?
You got room for one more?
Yeah. Let's do it. Do you have one? Or
No, you got
it. This is a question we saw a few times based on the trailer from E3. The new Cyber Demon, is that still a Cyber Demon? That's from Mr. Narwhal's Worth.
Cyber demons are like a class of demons, so they could be, because I think the Doom 3 Cyber Demon obviously is a Cyber Demon. The Doom 2016 one's a Cyber Demon. The Doom from 1993 and Doom 64 is like each Doom game has a Cyber Demon, and so it's just a class of Cyber Demon, and this is the latest iteration on almost like a species, So this is the latest Cyber Demon, yes.
He's actually called the Tyrant in this game.
Inspired by the classic design.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
As is everything,
Yeah, a lot of the designs, the Mancubus, have
Yep.
that Doom 2 look, so very cool.
The whole game.
Yeah.
Everything
It's
we do
awesome.
is really, really tapping into those original games.
Sweet.
That's how good they were.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys very much. Obviously, thank you all for coming out today.
Thank you.
Big round of applause to Hugo and Marty for coming out.
Yep. Yeah, Doom Eternal comes out November 22nd. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.